Hello everyone, and welcome to another News Coolum video and another one of my road trips. This time it's going to Northern California, but it's not where I usually go in Northern California, so this is a bit farther, and technically I'm actually going to Nevada. So it's Sparks, Reno, Nevada, which is about 525 miles from here. So I got into work early, so I could, take off a little bit early, get out a little bit early, beat some traffic, and plus, I want to try to check into my room at something of a reasonable time, and check out some new chargers along the way. The weather should be mild on the trip up, but we are netting an elevation increase of about 4,000 feet, so that can have an impact on overall trip times, overall trip speeds. I'm just going to sort of try to follow Google Maps and Navigator. Now, I was going to try to use the My Chevrolet app a little bit with their route planner. Unfortunately, though, as a lot of you know, I review charging sites, and it seems like they're not necessarily up to date on all of the newest charging sites. So the one that I want to check out first isn't even on their route planner. Hopefully I can be out of here by about 1:45. Like I said, it's probably going to be a minimum. I'm budgeting 12 hours for the trip, just to account for some potential things that could go wrong. But realistically, I'm hoping to make it in about 11 hours. So hopefully I'm not checking in like way after midnight or anything like that into my room. So without further ado, let's head out. Alright, well, we made it here to Tulare, California. The new Electrify America charger is on site here. It was a little bit of an earlier stop than I probably needed to make, but I wanted to check out the charger and do a quick site review on it. Unfortunately, both the 350 kilowatt chargers were kicking back an error for some reason, so I had to settle for the 150 kilowatt charger. Regardless, though, we stepped down really early. I think at that 46% step down, which happens when your battery is really hot. I brought up Torque Pro, and it looks like my battery right now is about 95 degrees. And I can still hear the battery conditioning running in the background. And this is one of those times where I say, just keep charging for a while, even though it's at a slightly slower rate, because what the Bolt EV is trying to do during this period is cool down the battery, and then that way your subsequent charging sessions won't be nearly as bad. It was pretty warm as we were driving out here. It was freeway speeds basically the entire time. It took us just over 2 hours and 30 minutes to go 176 miles, so we were working at a pretty good clip. So yeah, I tending to just let the battery do its thing. The trip is working pretty well from here. I think my next stop is going to be Turlock, so I actually don't mind charging a little bit farther, a little bit higher in the battery, because it's going to be almost 130 miles of basically freeway all the way. Even though we're doing pretty good in terms of efficiency, it'll be better to have a little bit extra charge for a full freeway run of about 130 miles. right, well, we're at the Turlock Walmart Electrify America. You know, the trip's been going fairly well, but other than, you know, I've had some glitchy issues with the Electrify America app not reloading for some reason. So basically I've struggled with all of the 350 kilowatt chargers that I've tried so far. But I just backed up a little bit and I'm using the 150 kilowatt here in Turlock. We're actually pretty close to as far up as we need to be charged. We got some really good efficiency so far. We're averaging 3.9 miles per kilowatt hour with an average driving speed of 70 miles an hour. So like the conditions are really good. The next stop is actually going to be Rocklin, which is on I-80, and it's a little over 100 miles north of here. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I prefer to do this cycle with the Bolt EV where I charge up to 60. We're at almost 60% right now, but I usually try to charge up to about 65% battery and let the whole cooling cycle go through. Like I said, we're making pretty good driving time, but yeah, there have been a few frustrations with the Electrify America sites, and I probably stopped for a little longer than I needed to in Tulare. But, you know, that was partially because I was doing a site review. So these next stops between this one, Rocklin, and the next stop is going to be Truckee. After that, you're probably only going to be spending somewhere between 30 and 35 minutes per site charging. And that's actually something that I wanted to, a couple of things that I wanted to mention about this trip. You know, I made a very similar trip just up to Susanville instead of to Reno about August of last year, so less than 6 months ago. And not a single one of the chargers that I'm planning to use for this trip was online or available when I made that trip 6 months ago. So just to put it into perspective, how quickly things are changing. And of course, we're gonna see our efficiency drop precipitously from this point forward. It's not the temperatures or the conditions aren't supposed to change that much. It's just that we're gonna be increasing altitude. By the time we get to Truckee, you know, many thousands of feet. So expect to see the efficiency drop very, very quickly. But I'm gonna get packed up, get ready to head out. We're almost to, we're already, well, now way past 60%. So I'm gonna get ready to head out. We arrived in Rocklin at about 7 hours and 40 minutes after we left, so about 9:25 p.m. more or less. So we're making decent time. I called the hotel, let them know I was running a little bit late for my check-in. I guess I have until 2 a.m., so unless something catastrophic happens, there's no issues there. But yeah, I'm just going to do a quick site review, grabbed something to eat while I was here, so I'm sort of running short on time. The next stop is going to be in Truckee. It's only 77 miles away, but like I said, it's multiple thousands of feet in elevation gain from here. So even if I charge up a little bit past 55-60%, no biggie. But I don't want to wait around too long. And Truckee is going to be one of the places where I'm fine or happy leaving here with a hot battery, because as we go up in elevation, I think it's still probably only in the 30s at Truckee right now. So yeah, I'll just jam it up the mountain with a hot battery, and by the time we get to the charger, we'll probably have lost a few degrees of heat. So but I'm gonna finish the site review, finish my food hopefully, or mostly, and then get going. All right, well, we made it here to Truckee as predicted. You know, you hit the low battery warning right about the time you're getting ready to get over like Donner Pass, so that might be disconcerting for some people, but it's about I don't know, maybe 10-mile downhill from the summit here into Truckee, and this is just the turnoff for Highway 89 South. And yeah, there's already an EVgo charger in this facility, and it's a 2-unit site, but the problem is they're 100 amp chargers, plus they're also all the way back behind the building, and there's no way to actually enter or exit from this front parking lot. So those EVgo chargers are really sort of inconvenient, and I would only use them as a backup at this point. But yeah, these Electrify America chargers, they're great. They started right up. Again, I think I finally got past that curse of the 350 kilowatt chargers that weren't activating for me. But yeah, we got here at, what was it, like 11:18, I think it was, which would be like 9 hours and 40 minutes to go 486 miles. So we're averaging just a hair over 50 miles an hour trip speed. This stop, I could technically leave already. My hotel is only about 30 miles from here, and there's a little bit of a summit to get over, but it's basically downhill from here, so I could just jam it and get over there. But the problem is I have a hotel that doesn't have on-site charging. It saved me basically $100 a night to pick a hotel that didn't have EV charging on site. So I want to charge up not as much as I can, but a reasonable amount, basically, while I do the site review here. The other thing is, I believe the temperatures are going to be down into the teens, even in Reno tomorrow. We have a strong cold front coming through, so if the car is going to be in Reno just sitting around in sub-freezing temperatures, I want to make sure I have at least a decent amount of capacity. There are a couple of charging sites in Reno that I might check out when I'm there, so it's not like I'm going to be, wanting for power, even though my hotel room doesn't have a hookup. I mean, I probably could have shaved 30 minutes off this trip if my only purpose was getting there as quickly as possible. So, but this is a road trip. You're not always just trying to get somewhere as quickly as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the site review. Just take a look at the chargers. It's already down to 32 degrees here, so I'm probably not going to stick around for too long. Yeah, and get ready to pack up and head out to the hotel. So we ended up getting here at the hotel at 12:32. So basically, what would that be, like 10 hours and 45 minutes? So not the fastest time. Like I said, I wasted some time here or there. But yeah, overall the trip went well. It went pretty much exactly as I expected. The one surprise, though, is I show up here at the hotel and there's a Tesla destination charger. Now, some of the Best Westerns have been turning them off and basically reserving these Tesla destination chargers only for paid guests. And I guess that's rubbed some people the wrong way. So some of these sites get listed as basically restricted on PlugShare, which means they don't show up on a regular search. And yeah, when I booked the room, I wasn't expecting there to be a charger here. But there is, and I have my J-adapter from Quick Charge Power. I hooked it up, but there's no power. I'm guessing they're completely shut off, so I'll just ask the front desk before I turn in for the night. But hey, might have a free charge, might not have to worry about finding some of the public chargers around here, or at least won't have to worry about preconditioning my battery if it's 15 degrees in the morning. So anyway, all told, it was a good trip, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned as much from it as I did, and if you enjoyed these videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.